she like before we met?
Uh, well, almost every single day there was worry is what the word that she would use all the time. Worry about getting sick, worry about other people getting sick, worry at bedtime, panic. I mean, there would be, days where she's showing up. I teach. She goes to school where I teach, and she'd be showing up in my classroom that worried. Someone said they didn't feel well. They had a headache, and to her, a headache would lead to the flu, would lead to throwing up, and it was constant talking her down per se to calm her down. And bedtime was a total disaster because she had been sick one time at bedtime, and so every single night I'm worried I'm going to be sick. And so, yeah, it's like daily conversations about, no, you're not going to be sick, you're okay, and if you do get sick, it'll be okay, but constant.
Okay. And what kind of changes have you seen since we finished up with things?
Well, she doesn't. It's been a few weeks since she said that she is worried at bedtime, which I actually thought about it the other day. I was like, oh, it's funny when something becomes normal again, you don't think about it for a while. And the other day I did. I said that to her. I said, it's been a really long time since you've said that at bedtime that you were worried you were going to get sick. And she kind of was like, oh, yeah. And it's been kind of nice to realize that she goes to bed and she knows that she can deal with that, right? And during the day, I, I haven't seen her come down to my room to tell me, she's worried about this or that. It's a much more relaxed, sort of pleasant personality most of the time. She is still a teenager, so we have our moments, but most of the time, she is starting to understand that I can do this. And if there's ever moments where she is skeptical of it, I remind her of, you know, what she's done up until now and how she's handled it. And then she kind of, thinks about the fact that, oh yeah, I was able to get through that. And then she just goes along and she's okay. So, and I'm finding myself as her parent that having done the program, the one word that sticks out in my head a lot is the colluding, right? And I never would have thought that I was colluding with her. However, when I read through the program, I realized that, well, in some ways I was, because I was like, oh no, you haven't been around that person or whatever. And I was more talking about those protective things that she was doing, and I was falling in with that. And now I realize that I've been a little used a little bit more tough love, right? Like, okay, you know to do this and we know to do that, and let's do those things, and you're fine. And then she realizes, okay, I got to get through this because my mom just walked out of the room, basically, and then she does. She gets through it, and the next day when we talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, I guess I was all right. So yeah, it's been nice.
Perfect. So what kind of particular changes that what kind of things that is she able to do now or able to handle now that she wouldn't have been able to handle before? Give me
Um,
some examples.
I would say, well, definitely for us, bedtime is a big deal. Because that was a real trigger time for her. Um, she's able to sort of push herself a little farther in challenges. Like I think it was like 3 weeks ago, um, she wasn't feeling well herself, and she waited until I think it was after lunch before she came to tell me. And she said she felt that way first thing in the morning because she waited and waited and waited because she thought, am I really not feeling well? And it was legitimate. She really was feeling kind of lightheaded and stuff. But when I brought her home, even just the drive home, she was not freaking out in the car. She was calm. She was saying, and we talked about, that if you get sick, you can handle this. You know how to deal with it. It's a minor setback, so you're sick for a day, and you move on. And it was like the afternoon basically where she was kind of not feeling well, but like freaking out is the word I would describe because she's had moments in the past where she's literally hysterical, crying, I can't console her. It's like looking in the eyes of a different person, and she was not like that. And I commented on it the next day. I said, you know, hun, when that just happened, you really weren't feeling well. You were a little lightheaded, you were a little dizzy, but you didn't panic. She even in the car ride, I because we were leaving the school, I gave her a plastic bag to bring with her in case she really was sick. In the past, just seeing that bag would have sent her reeling. Oh my gosh, you're bringing a bag. That must mean I'm going to be sick. And she didn't. She just took the bag. She was like, okay, all right. Like you could see, she wasn't real thrilled about the bag being in the car with her, but she didn't go over the top. So I'm finding that uh, she's she's using I don't know, in her head she doesn't always tell me all the things that she's doing, but clearly she's doing whatever to work it out. And then other things that she's doing, you know, we're talking a lot about positive thinking, and we're talking about what do we want our day to be. So we start our day with a couple of things we're grateful for, and then we say, what do you want your day to look like today? And she'll say, oh, I want this and this, and my son says it, and I say, we all go through it, right? Let's make a picture of what we want for our day. And so those are the kinds of things that she's doing. And I don't know, I guess it's going great because I'm not seeing her, right? And there's not big conversations about it, and so I'm like, ah. So, and I ask her the odd time, did you challenge yourself at all in any way? And she'll say, yeah, you know, so and so said they had a headache and I was okay. I just stayed in the room. And so she slowly, and there's not as many opportunities for this because, you know, it's not like people throw up all over the place every day. So, um, her teacher actually told me yesterday that when her daughter wasn't feeling well, that she said to me today, the teacher said, I'm really sorry. I said, don't say sorry. I said, because she said, as soon as I said it out loud to the class, I had to leave. She said, I realized, oh my gosh. And I said, no, this is good. She needs to be exposed to this stuff. And I said, she got through the rest of the day and it's all good because that's what I want there to be more of it so that she has a chance to challenge herself. And in those opportunities that have come, she's managing to do that. I don't know. Did I answer your question in a roundabout way?
No, it's really good.
Okay.
So, what was what was it like working with a consultant, working with me through the program? How was that? How was that for you?
Uh, it's been very helpful. The reading the book has been an eye-opening experience for me as an adult as well, who does not have any specific fears or phobias. I got my own bottle of stuff, but I wouldn't say I have any specific things that hold me back from living my life. But it's certainly been eye-opening for me. And then working with you, because reading the book on its own is wonderful. It's an amazing book. It has so many insights. But what I've liked about working with you is that there's certain things that if I had a question, it's been nice to be able to ask you as well. There's been things that have happened along the way that I thought, okay, I think things are going well. But being able to tell you, who has talked to so many people, and hear you, you know, say yes and nod your head, it's like, oh, yay, it's working. So it's been very reaffirming for me, and then as well for my daughter to be able to tell her, guess what? You know, Daniel said this and that and whatever, and so I can almost see her puff up, you know, like it's yeah, I found it very helpful to work along with you because I think just going it alone, I wouldn't have had the same positive experience. Yeah.
And kind of as a wrap up, any words for Rob Kelly?
Oh, like, thank you. I honestly, if I could get one of these books for everybody I know, I would. I think I mentioned this to you in some of the sessions that I've told so many people about it. And so many people that I know have said, oh, I want to get my hands on that, right? It's just, I honestly think the only limit to this program is someone's, you know, maybe if their own self-doubt. But I think if anyone is open to just giving it a try, I absolutely believe 100% that it is something that would work for anybody. And I think anyone has the need to look inside themselves and better themselves, no matter what. I don't think anybody would say, "Oh, I'm all good and happy. I don't ever need fixing, or I don't need any work on myself." I think it's a great program for anyone. Yeah. So Rob has done a great job.
Awesome. Well, thank you for this.
Thank
And
you.
yeah,
All
I'm
right.
sure we'll
Well,
catch up along the way.
yes. Yeah, we will. All right. Well, thank you so much, Daniel.
Thanks. I'm glad this worked out so
Okay.
well. All
Yes,
right,
me
I'm on the
too.
open gym.
Technology.
I gotta go
Yay.
check now.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, you take care.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.